Okay, Alexa, in your own words, what would you say this program is all about?
I think this program is just about to get kids who aren't motivated in math and science and other fields to get interested in school and hopefully teach them a little bit so they want to go on and learn more in math and science.
What do you think of the program?
I think it's a really good program. There have been kids I know that needed something like this, but it wasn't offered to them at the time, and they probably would have been doing a lot better, and I probably would have done a little bit better. If I'd had a program like this too, I would have definitely taken advantage of it.
Okay. How do you think this program will help to change students' attitudes about school?
Well, I hope it'll change their attitudes about school a lot. The kids, they need it. A lot of them need it. They really have a bad attitude towards school because the program is teaching them in a different way. And hopefully they'll take this and be able to cope with school in high school.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Carlos, in your own words, what would you say this program is about?
I think this program is about teaching kids and trying to motivate them because you have some kids that just don't, think about school at all and just go there just to go. And I think this program would really motivate them and give them the study skills that they need to be successful in life.
All right. What do you think about the program?
I think it's pretty good because, in my day, we didn't have this kind of program, and maybe that I could have been more into school than I am now. I'm in the school now, but it's just I could have been studying more better and had better study skills.
Okay. All right. Well, Carlos, what do you think of this program?
What do I think of this program? I think it's pretty good because it gives me an opportunity to try to help out others and hopefully be a role model to some of these kids and to get them motivated and have a better future for them.
And do you consider yourself a role model?
Well, yeah, I do because I'm a good student and everything, and there's some students that they believe in being hard and ruthless and all that stuff, and that's not all the life, education and things like that, and that's what I'm like basically in the books and things like that. So if students see me in the books and not on the streets hanging out, being a thug or something, then I could, they would be like, hey, I'm gonna follow this guy, things like that.
Do you know of any other kids that could have benefited from this program?
I know a lot of kids that could have benefited from this program because from my school, there's a lot of kids that dropped out. It's simply because they wasn't interested in school. They had no motivation or anything like that. And I think it would have. And there'll be more kids graduating nowadays.
And how do you think this program will help change the attitudes about school?
I think this program changed the attitude about school because there's kids that just go to school and think it's all teachers and books and stuff like that. And they don't realize that in the future that's going to benefit them in life.
Okay, thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Good.
To the stomach eventually. Talk about the diaphragm.
Knowledge is the surest. 1, 2.
The ability to learn is the most important ability you have. The ability to learn is the most important ability you have. The ability to learn is the most important ability you have. Learn is the most important ability you have. The ability to learn is the most important ability you have.
Okay, go ahead and say it again. Countdown.
To the stomach eventually. Talk about the diaphragm. Here's the liver. I said it was the second largest organ in the body. What's the largest? Not even in the ventral cavity. Is the one that's getting the most abuse this time of year. Abuse.
You know,
Nope. Close, close. The organ is your skin. That's the largest organ in the body. You see amoebas a lot. Your eyes. Live cells always have to be in water. So you the liver, folks, saves you from being poisoned. Whether it's alcohol, arsenic, asbestos, all of the restaurants, or a number of them in Virginia Beach, were having hepatitis problems. Hepatitis is a virus that attacks the liver. And it causes problems because if it destroys too much of your liver, your whole body is going to die. Now, one way you can tell if someone's having liver problems is if you look at their eyes, and their eye, instead of being white in the color, is yellow in color. If you ever look at someone's eyes and the whites aren't white, they're yellow, you've got liver problems. Big time. It's called jaundice. If it goes on for a while longer, you'll notice a yellow tinge to the skin tones. There you go. Now, on the underside of the liver, this little green squiggle, that's the gallbladder. Do any of you know anybody who's had their gallbladder removed? Okay, one person. You guys are lucky. Because the gallbladder is something that very often causes problems. You've all heard of cholesterol, haven't you? Okay. The gallbladder is the main way you have of getting rid of extra cholesterol. If you're making too much cholesterol in every... But if you make too much cholesterol or eat too much cholesterol, the extra accumulates been eating much. Notice that all these muscle layers on the stomach, ever been sitting in church, everything's real quiet, suddenly this rumble comes along, everybody turns around and looks for you. What you're hearing are the valves at either end of the stomach that close it off, because the stomach's full of hydrochloric acid. And if it goes splashing elsewhere, you can eat holes in the esophagus or in the intestines. So the valves are what you usually hear making noises, okay? The pancreas makes insulin. When the pancreas stops making insulin, you've got diabetes. And depending on whether it stops entirely or just slows down, depends on how severe your diabetes is. The pancreas also does something else. It makes some important proteins that help you break for 3 months. You can't live without the pancreas, and we've got no replacements for it. And they made it all one mass. In real life, this small tube, small intestine, and you've got 20-some feet of it, all folded up in there. And as the food travels down that tube, it gradually is being broken down by the enzymes. You're absorbing those foods into the bloodstream. But you don't. Okay, now you know where they end up. Most of them end up right there in the appendix. About the only thing we know that the appendix does is it collects worn out fingernail leftovers. What do you do with it? We don't know. They just accumulate them. The only thing we can be sure of is the appendix. Other things may be in there, but we can't guarantee it. If you've ever chewed on your constipation, it worked too well. You absorb too much. That's true. What's happening is the food is moving through this pipeline too fast. doesn't say no swimming. Stop and think about it. You can't take the food out, but you can go in swimming. What is the dividing line? How many of these little fellows, these E. coli, have made it out of the sewer system and into Hampton Roads? If the count is less than 100, the oysters and the fish probably.
And go through and see if now you can complete each one of these particular.
Fun, educational, and exciting.
Educational, full of excitement and fun.
It's fun, exciting, and educational. Organized, fun, and educational. And educational.
I think I got something.
Miss Architect over there.
I haven't heard it.
Punctuating.
Say it again.
Extraordinary.
Fascinating.
Wonderful.
Helpful.
Interesting. Creational.
Helpful for learning math next year. Boring.
Okay. Oh, she did. A little bit more. You don't think you took this one? Okay, let me ask you again. How many of you think, based on, what are you using? When some of you say that I feel this is the right answer, how many of you take a test and say, I'm not sure about this answer, but I feel this one's right? What are you using? again. You may enjoy learning a new skill, but you may not worry about whether or not you'll ever use it. Remember I asked you that question? I said, how many of you like to learn things just for the sheer love of learning it? Names? Danny Davis. Danny Davis? Of the people in the world who they've given it to, 75% are E's, 25% are I's. So only 1 out of 4 people is an I. When it comes for sensing versus intuitive, do you like to learn from seeing, hearing, touching, counting, and measuring? It's like you're from Missouri. Okay? You have to prove it. Show me. If you have an S, you have to be able to touch something in order for you to believe it's really true. You're very logical. You believe in cause and effect. What type of careers do you think might be good for you? If you're a logical person, you're very analytical, and you like details, measuring, counting. What kind of careers might be good for you? No? Business. Business is very good. If you're an ST. Okay, jot this down. If you're an ST, business, accounting, surgery, economics, working on machines, or doing mechanical work. If you're going to have a surgeon operate on you, do you want someone who's very structured and very orderly? Or do you want someone who's very flexible, who's sort of, oh well, let's try this or try that? Which would you want as a surgeon? Okay, if someone's fixing your car, do you want someone who's very orderly and methodical and writes down or knows what they're taking apart? Or do you want someone who's going to throw it back together?
You gotta pull the leaves off, the flowers off. She said pull the flowers off, put it in first.
Yeah, you have the leaves off, don't you? You just put, oh, there's some leaves in there. I take the leaves out. But you can leave the rest in.
I don't think so. I'm touching it.
Just keep the stop right when you're not using it. You can take one to your desk.
I like to put it in my hand.
Learn to take the study of matter. You got pencil?
That's why I say something like
Yeah, grind it like that. I'm gonna grind it.
Okay, just try not to get any more. It's not going to hurt.
How far apart?
Bring that up. You have 2.5 centimeters. Dries, we'll do it again, we'll do it again about 6 times. So that you got a lot of pigment going into those spots. And make sure it's dry.
You'll take your capillary tube, spot each one, dry.
I'm right. It's too long. He didn't know.
No, that's all right.
In the brackets, okay, little angle brackets like so, at the very bottom, it'll ask you for the center point. Okay, so pay attention to particularly what's inside those angle brackets, if you would, at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna walk over here and pick the center, and then it's asking me for the radius, so I can type in a number. Okay, for the radius, like 0.7.
Up to your heart through the veins, and those are shown as kind of a grayish there. A lot of books usually show the arteries in red and the veins in blue.
You know the difference?
Yeah, that's true.
Because the veins don't have oxygen.
That's right. The veins don't have oxygen, but is the blood really blue?
No.
No. It's
Yeah.
really
Yes,
red,
it is.
but no, it's not blue, but it's not as bright red as the blood with oxygen. A lot of people think it's blue because when you look at the arms, it looks sort of blue, but that's just because you're looking through the flash.
Already.
Yeah.
No, I'm not serious. Is that what you get itchy because you're dead?
Yeah.
What does the lotion do? Does calm me down, right?
Yeah. That really does. It doesn't bring it down. Okay. But the next biggest organ that you saw in this little guy was the liver. And the liver does a lot of things. You've heard of this muscle, I know. It fits right across the middle of your body. No, there's no cavity there to hold it.
Yes.
Anybody heard of the diaphragm?
Oh, that's what Miss Goins always said. Sing from your diaphragm.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You know what that was? I thought that was a top of the sun.
It's called belly breathing. And people who are singers or people who are athletes need to breathe like that because they get a better breath. I don't know if that's for their fat, but they know how to breathe from their abdomen rather than their chest. Normally, you just breathe in the chest because you don't need a lot of breath in your lungs. Yes.
If you're like diaphragm,
Poison and detoxifies. Good job. But then when you drink a lot, the liver is detoxifying the alcohol because alcohol is a poison. And too much, then your liver finally gets pickled and it doesn't work anymore. So, yeah. But you have to have it. Yeah, you have to have it to keep your lungs moist. If you have mucus in your lungs, then a certain extent, a certain amount, then your lungs. So that all the nutrients that have been broken down out of the food are absorbed when it gets to the intestines. A lot of people think that happens in the stomach, but there's very little digestion to it. But then once it gets to the intestines, that's where the digestion.
Once you're in the line, you don't want to get out of this.
All right, go select one portion of your name. All right. Everybody have the expandable box? Stretch it, and I'll stretch it down and across, which will make a box. And then I'm going to with the right mouse down the right button. Okay? So left button up here, stretch, and then right button. Okay? And that'll make the square lock around whatever you want to cut out move. All right, everyone do that.
Hey, yo, put a picture of this, yo. I need your help.
That word across the screen. If you want to just cut it out and move it, you can use the... Thank you.
What you gotta do?
Very interesting.
Up here, ain't nothing. Still like it was. Yeah.
Son, right? You started. What I push? Frank, spring, vents.
You saved it already, right?
Let's do this.
Oh man, that's cool. Man, you didn't do that.
You can ride with Kalu.
Hey.
Brush.
Oh my God. Let me go back. Hey, whenever you want to change it back.
Oh. Go up and pick cone pick. And push it. Push it. Okay, now you put that.
Nope.
First point and stretch the mouse.
Yeah, eyebrows. Yeah, big old eyebrows. No, put earwax on those here. Earwax? Yellow, big yellow. No. Yeah, your background is black.
I know, I've been trying to do it.
Just got one thing.
Oh, you know what I'm in there romantic?
I know. We ready. We got a black. So what now?
He would have to stay.
He done go crazy.
When everybody's on now, he's gonna use them.
Yeah.
I gotta sneeze. You told her to this.
Come on, you better stop the one getting your ass. I can do it.
You're going to jam it into the big coffee can and take 1 cup of salt. Put part of the cup of salt around here. Put more ice in, more salt, more ice, and more salt until it's full. You have to jam this in a little bit. When it's full, you take a lid and put it on. And then you take this tape, and we'll help you with this, and tape it all around the top so the lid doesn't come off. And then you take a towel and wrap it around the can. And tape it on with another piece of tape. Now, so far that's not teamwork. The teamwork comes next. When you make ice cream at home, what do you do then? Turn it. Well, we don't have an electric ice cream machine or a crank or anything, so what you have to do is get a team of people to roll these cans back and forth between each other, and that will mix it and make it into ice cream. You're going to have to do that for 20 minutes. But we figure you can do it for 20 minutes because the reward, ice cream, is going to be really good. When you get to open it up, we'll get some new paper cups and spoons so everybody on that team can have some ice cream. Okay, so we need 4 groups. No. When you may have to stop after about 10 minutes and get new ice and salt. If you do, and we'll come around and listen to your ice cream, If you do, you can't dump your salt water on the ground. It'll kill the grass. So that's what that gray bucket is over there. No salt water on the ground.
Right, man.
So,
We need teams of 5. We only 4 cans, so we need you in groups of 5 each.
come on, Mika. Well, we need some of that other stuff.
Edward, come over here and shake this. You haven't shaken much. No, yes, you come over here and shake. I'm shaking. He's shaking, so. Mika, you take your shake.
So I'll give it to her.
Keep shaking it.
We ready?
Okay, how many more? It's ice cream. We ready?
Oh, milk. Oh, milkshake.
You're the first. Did you want to sprinkle?
No. Actually, we might share.
Oh, they got a little spicy.
I don't put all that. We need it.
Where's the ice cream for it?
Come there. Bring it over here. Bring my ice cream over there, man. It's over there.
Dad's gonna melt it.
We ready, y'all. We ready.
Wait. Go back some, B.
Good guess, but this is a flask. This is a beaker. This is a beaker. Notice the difference in shape. So you use them for two different things. Flasks and beakers come in all sizes, but it's the shape that makes this be a flask and this be a beaker. Now here's a great big beaker with some other stuff in it. What's this? Y'all know
Test
that?
tube.
A test tube. Okay, and that's what you usually think of when you think of accounts, right? And this, of course, you have one of these in the kitchen. No, a funnel, which is the graduated cylinder.
Right. This is a graduated cylinder. It's a measuring device. Before you use it, look at the numbers on it. Some of them are marked kind of funny. But the ones I've put out will give you, if you fill it all the way up to the top line, 25 milliliters. It works just like a glass measuring cup at home that you use to heat water in the microwave. Okay, this is something you don't always see in a chemistry lab. The biologists use it a lot more. So again, here's where we interact. This is called a mortar and pestle. You may have seen them in some people's kitchens to grind up spices, or sometimes in a drugstore if they're going to make their own medications instead of buying pills from a factory. They'll grind up different powders and mix them together. It is used for grinding. You'll get to do that today. So let's see. Oh, one other thing to watch out for. On each desk there's a little teensy tiny piece of glass called capillary tubing. Try not to let it roll on the floor and try not to break it. It's a little bit fragile. And then the last thing is a ring stand and clamp. Now these ring stands are kind of loose, and every time I get a class with a lot of guys, I like you guys to tighten them as much as you can. This screws into the base. Some of them have a little nut on the bottom. So if you guys would make sure your rings are tight, that would make life a whole lot easier for all of us. Now, scientists also get to do a little bit of plumbing, working with tools and that sort of thing. These clamps have all sorts of adjustments. So when you get ready to use it, what you want to do is adjust this so that what you have clamped on there is straight. You want to clamp this onto the ring nice and tight so your stuff doesn't fall down in the middle of your experiment. And you use this wing nut here to grab onto what you're trying to hold up. So there's a little bit of tool technique there. Partners help you. Don't do all the work yourself. Sure, I don't think you can hurt it. This is the part that, what can you do? I just had no idea what kind of colors we were going to get with it. Get your paper ready and start starting.
To draw looks like, if you look at the particular drawing, looks like an L shape, maybe, something like that. It looks like this. All I have to do is tell it to draw by going up, down, left, or right. So you tell it to go up, draw left, draw right, draw down. Those are the kinds of commands. In fact, I've already done one of them for you, and I'm going to show you how that looks in figure number 1 down here. And then I'm going to have you guys help me try to figure out the other ones, so figures 0, 2, 3. First of all, let me tell you why I'm doing all these figures. If you look at an L-shaped figure, look at this one on my page maybe. You look at that, you're going to have to return the drawing pin back up to the same place it left off. And you don't know why I want to do that yet, but later I'll show you why we want it to be back. So you're going to start drawing, draw the shape, and return the pin to the same position, exact position here. The first thing I told it to do was to go down 20 units, but I preceded the instruction with a B. What that meant was to just drop the draw position, here's the pin position, to the right. So we'll go right 20 and draw as it goes. Then I say go up 20 from there. And again, since there's no B in front, it will not only move the position of the pin up, but it will be drawing at the same time. Then I say go left 10. We'll draw that. Down 10, left 10, down 10. And I find myself back at the bottom of the figure where I trace all the way through the figure. So the first command was to get it into that.
No, Brown. Don't put your middle name. I did it.
I'm done erasing. I'll get off this.
It's still not in there.
Let me see your example. What did you do? Oh, I like that.
How do you change it? Just go blinking down there. You can change it. Oh, you mean? There, I like that. Oh, there's the box. That's I mean, it's not Roman.
Like this one.
We're done. I'm done. Don't worry. Wait. Okay?
I want to put it
Alright. What we're going to do is go into the a lot of different options. Is everyone in the pick menu? And surround your object that you want to shrink and grow or tilt or rotate or whatever. Okay?
Go to style. You don't have any style for writing.
Well, I hate you. I cut it off right there.
Pick one of those.
What are we doing with the bottom?
No, you have to pick something like a talent word. Not herb. You gotta pick one good.
Selected it and surrounded it.
What did I do?
What do I do? How do I start this thing? I know, but I don't like it like this.
Mine doesn't feel like that.
Mine does.
Mine's not working. Alright, now,
Need your helper. Carlo. Need your help.
I guess you're erasing.
Oh no.
No, I know I'm erasing that low. Can't stand when he called Mama call you that. So what Los? I said, who is Los? Los. Oh no, look at my picture.
Well, I'm going to give you time to play something really nice, but right now,
Can I get out of this and just erase it and start something different?
Hey, listen to my picture. Hey, we're making it from a road. What the heck are you talking
Screw that.
It's not hard to do.
I can't erase this stuff. Now, what are you doing?
I'm trying to go up there and grab like that.
You want to do that?
What did you say? Wow, what am I doing? He got a deep voice, but he sure to be hitting him soprano voice.
Oh, yeah, especially when he laughs.
Carlos. Say your voice is so deep, you got a mighty soprano voice. You be making that. neighbor. He spells his name like that.
L-L-E?
Yup.
He spells Gabriel.
His real name is Gabriel.
I'm not a L-L-E.
L-L-E. Maybe I should give up on this. It's not. I'm gonna do my orange again. May it look like a cherry, but that's okay.
Oh, good. I give up like five. That's the only thing. Hold on.
There. I don't like that one.
There you go.
You can move the screen a tiny bit. Oh, I don't want to there. What? Oh, man. Yes, we're talking about Rashi. You messed it up. But there's not the whole way. What you do? They just have to revert it. Now stretch that. And it's stick. Yeah. Where is it from? What do you like, Carl? There. What should I drive? But I want to make that a different. Thank you. You're so Carlos. That looks like something my brother would do.
Nah, because me and Tavares, we was coming with a name, the man at night.
Tavares, smart. Oh. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes. Yes, hit me.